What's up everybody, welcome back to the FPL channel, where today we're going to be talking about my Game Week 3 team and talking about the key debating point from Game Week 2, Salah or Mane. And another point that I want to talk about as early as possible, is mistake versus patience. How do you realize them? Because not many people are talking about it, and it's going to be a key point going on in the season. So I want to get the initiative, discuss it right now for the people who are watching. So for context, this video may be a bit too long, so I'll put the content right here. So I'm gonna be going in this order according to these minutes. So if you want to skip the video and go to the part that you want to see most, you can actually skip, go to the part, and of course give your opinion on it in the comment section down below. So if you haven't yet, click subscribe, smash that like button, and we're gonna get on with the video. So the first part that I want to talk about is the key talking point from Game Week 2, which is Salah versus Mane. The key debate, it's back again. Salah blank Game Week 2, Mane scored, assisted, and it embarks an age-old debate: Salah or Mane. So I'll give my opinion on it. So Salah or Mane? As for me, I'm sticking with Salah. Simple, because why would I already have one Liverpool attacker? Why would I switch? That's a waste of a free transfer, isn't it? I completely understand people who are on their wild cards looking to get in Mane ahead of Salah, because Mane performed better in the last game, and Salah actually was a bit tired, I guess, from the Community Shield, not Community Shield, Super Cup. So that might be another reason. Some people who don't own might be going for Mane ahead of Salah. That's completely understandable, because Mane, he did perform better in the last week. So if I didn't own any, I would have gone Mane ahead of Salah. But to those who own Salah and not wildcarding, I wouldn't waste a free transfer sorting between them out, because Mane only outscored Salah in one particular game. You gotta remember, 2 weeks ago, Game Week 1, Friday night, this was the same player who scored 12 points and got captain halls for almost every single person on the earth. This is the same person, and he blanked once. It's not 2 games in a row. It's not 3 games in a row when it starts to get worrying. It's once, and you're already making conclusions that Mane is better than Salah. I mean, you can base that off last season. You can base that off the second half of last season, when Mane seemed like a better pick than Salah. But Salah was still racking up the points. If you notice carefully, Salah was still racking up the points. Top scorer 2 seasons in a row, 1 million difference. So that's the thing. So I'll stick with Salah. Another reason that I'm gonna stick with Salah: consistency. Salah, when he scores, he goes 9 points, 8 points, 2 consecutive weeks. Mane, he'll go 15 points, 2 points. That's Sadio Mane. You can't blame him for it, because he gets the job done. 17 points in 2 weeks, Salah 17 points in 2 weeks. But the thing here though, of course, with my issue with Mane, is the reliability of captaincy. Can I captain Mane? Yes, I can, but it isn't as reliable as Salah captain. I think this may differ according to which person is doing it, but for me, I just prefer captaining Salah to captaining Mane. Even if I captain Mane, I'll be biting my fingers off with Salah captainers. These 5 fingers will have no nails by the end of the Liverpool game, because watching a game without Salah is torture. And also another thing to take in here is Salah might be tired from the Super Cup, and he might not have the best of games, and then Arsenal's coming up, which is like a goal fest. Then when you look further into it, you have Burnley, Newcastle, Chelsea, which are 3 really bad defenses. So I want to keep Salah, Mr. Consistent, in my team. Top scorer 2 seasons in a row for a reason. So he might not be top scorer this season, but there's that consistency factor in Salah that I don't think Mane can replace as of yet. Can change in a few weeks. As of now, I'm sticking with Salah. What do you see between Salah and Mane debate? Let me know in the comments down below. And now I want to talk about the second part, which is basically a bonus topic, I guess: mistakes versus patience. When do you know when it's to be mistakes? When do you know you have to be patient with it? Because in my Game Week 2 team, I had lots of underperformers, and how do I adjust between them? So I'll list out my underperformers from last week or 2 weeks in general. Double pool defense, not delivering. Perez, Wilson, Even though he returned twice in 2 games, the manner in which he returned, the performance in general was nowhere near the kind of performance I want to see from my 8 million striker. Che Adams, 2 blanks 2 games. Who are mistakes? Who are patient in this one? Who do I have to be patient with? Mistakes, Liverpool defense, Alzia Perez, Callum Wilson. Who do I have to be patient with? Che Adams. How do I differentiate between them? Because if I watch that particular Liverpool versus Southampton game, I can easily see Liverpool defense was shaky. They weren't doing well. Alexander-Arnold, he wasn't really getting that forward. Because I mean, and the thing here is, I don't know about you guys, but I want my defenders clean sheets. I mean, it's a bit age old, but it's still there. I want my clean sheets. They're not delivering the clean sheet, and for 7 million, the most expensive defender in the game, if he were keeping clean sheets, I would have stuck with the rotation listing. But they aren't even. He isn't even solid in the team. Joe Gomez can come in anytime, so Liverpool defense was a mistake. I'll admit it. I mean, to those who say they're patient, let me know in the comments below which evidence you back it up with to say, yeah, you will be patient with the Liverpool defense. I am interested in the other side of the argument. Alzia Perez, saw it firsthand, watched both the Leicester games. First game he was invisible. Second game, apart from that one switch off to Madison in which he missed it, I don't see any other involvement that Perez has, not suiting to the wing system, unless Leicester switch back to a 4-4-2 diamond. I don't see how Perez is gonna get the returns. Another thing here, Albrighton looked better when he came in for Perez. 2 things that made me convinced Perez is a mistake. Because when I watched preseason, 4-4-2 diamond, Perez and Vardy up top. That's the formation I want to see. Not 4-3-3 with Perez and was it Madison on the wings. That's not what I want to see, and that's a frustrating thing. But Perez is a mistake. He has to go, and he's gone. Wilson. So the manner in which he returned those points, a scuff shot and a penalty won. Apart from that, Bournemouth, they won in the game in both games. Sheffield United and Aston Villa dominate. Sheffield United and Aston Villa did to Bournemouth what everyone is expecting Bournemouth to do to Sheffield United and Aston Villa. I mean, for a side that finished mid-table 2 seasons in a row, that's unforgivable. And Wilson for 8 million with Man City next. How do you expect me to keep a guy that's 8 million? That's not even doing the bits. I mean, I don't need the cash. I don't need the cash to make any transfers. But how do you expect me to keep an 8 million player that is not even performing up to the standards that he actually can against 2 promoted teams? One has one of the leakiest defenders I ever know in Aston Villa. He can't even do it. So, sorry, it has to go. They have to go. Che Adams. So, Che Adams, he dropped in price. But I won't say Che Adams is a mistake. Instead, I'll be patient with Che Adams, because as I said in my last video, against Liverpool, I saw a Che Adams that can score. Not a Che Adams that was flopping and not doing anything. I can see goals in him. I just don't know when, but I can see goals in him. If he doesn't do it, there's potential there, but can I keep someone just for potential? That's something I have to keep in mind, because if he doesn't do anything in his next 3 to 4 fixtures, which is Brighton, Man United, Sheffield United, and Bournemouth, there's gonna be some serious issues with Che Adams, because his price is gonna drop like a rocket, and that's gonna be a problem. But for now, I'm keeping Che Adams. 1, because I have other fights to fight. 2, there's goals in him. There's goals in him. You saw against that, he missed a big chance against Adrian. That is like. It was tough, but we gotta live on with it. I mean, the benching headache. Now this week I'm facing the same benching headache, which I'll tell you later in the video. But for now, I'm gonna. So mistake versus patience. So I've explained about mistake versus patience, like my team. So how do you know? How do you know? Just watch the highlights for UK. I think it's match of the day. For us, we have in Malaysia, we have Stadium Maestro. So we have these highlight packages. So just watch the highlights, or if you can't just watch, have the replays. Just watch the entire replay, check the matches, and you will try to pick out that single out that player. Try to watch his movement, his involvement in the game. Try to see if he isn't doing that well. and not returning, if he's not playing well and not returning points, that is when you know that guy's a mistake and you gotta go first up. You can't postpone him anymore. Like with Che Adams, I watched Liverpool match live, and Che Adams, he was involved. He was involved. That is a Che Adams I want to see, and he's getting involved, so I want to keep him for now. As I said before, this video's opinions can change in 2 weeks. So don't blame me if in game week 4 I says Che Adams is the biggest flop since Alexis Sanchez and throw him out the dump. Don't blame me. So going back to the segment, mistake versus patience. So just watch the games, just single out the player, just see whether he's performing well or not. Because there will be some players which are returning points but not playing well. So his among the returns will regress. There are people who are doing well but not getting the returns. In those cases, the returns will slid up in due course. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. Do you have any ideas how to like differentiate between mistake and patience? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's a good topic? Do I think should I expand it further into this, or just keep it at that for now? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Now we're gonna get into the part that most of you might have been waiting for a long time, my game week 3 review. So I made 3 transfers. Martial in for Perez, Wan-Bissaka in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, Teemu Pukki in for Callum Wilson. 3 changes. So I will explain each and every transfer. So Wan-Bissaka in for Liverpool defenders. As I said in my last one, in the Liverpool defense, they aren't doing any well even without the Adrian miss up. I will be reconsidering the Liverpool defense. Man United, it took a long-range shot from one of the best long-range finishers in the entire league or even the entire world to break the United defense. So that can suggest the defense has solidified a lot from last season. 2 clean sheets at Old Trafford, we've already had that amount in 1 game at Old Trafford. Crystal Palace at home, I expect a clean sheet from Wan-Bissaka. If there is a clean sheet, bonus returns on the card. So I'm buying Wan-Bissaka, and the midfield, Martial in for Paris. That fills up my United quota, so I can go for Rashford. Unfortunately, doesn't matter. Martial, he is preferred by Solskjaer. He's giving back the number 9 shirt. He is known to have a key role inside the entire United team. First team starter with Marcus Rashford. We are expecting, as United fans are expecting big things out of Anthony Martial this season, as well as Marcus Rashford, but I don't want to talk about him yet. Anthony Martial, 1 million cheaper than Marcus Rashford, so why not just go for him? And 2 United players with Mason Greenwood, that fills up a United quota. At the front, Teemu Pukki in for Callum Wilson. So Callum Wilson is explaining for, he's not cutting it out. Teemu Pukki, I put this, he is natural born finisher. Yes, bad fixtures coming up, but let me look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Chelsea, even though this fixture difficulty sheet says it's a 4, I would say it's a 3 for 3 or even 2 for Pukki. 1, Suman Christensen. They aren't even that good at defending. So that's another one. West Ham United, a non-existent defense. Man City will be the only game which I'm biting my nails off because I don't see a return in that particular game. So Pukki comes in. So that's my all 3 transfer explained. And now we're going to the starting 11. Pope, save points as like shown last week. Pope save points will be there as always. So that's something I'm really like about this guy. Value as always. Now we move on Van Dyck. I don't expect a clean sheet. I'm just playing him because he has that threat from corners. Goal threat. So I want to keep Van Dyck. Luka Dean, he's fit according to Marco Silva. Press conference just now. So he's back in the team. Attacking returns plus clean sheets. Everton, the only team to keep 2 clean sheets in the league so far. So I'm keeping Luka Dean. Wan-Bissaka, as I explained earlier, United defensive solidified up and the good run of fixtures coming up. So I will buy United defender so that I can embark those clean sheet benefits. So the dilemma comes, after the third defender in Lundstrom, Montoya, and Adams. So I'm looking to play 2 of these 3. So I still have no clue which 2 to play, because I'm gonna Adams against Montoya, they're facing each other. So I preferably will only play one of them. Lundstrom. After last week, I've only started Lundstrom every week because I don't want another troll performance from Lundstrom. But thing is, I do see Adams scoring against Brighton. But I also do see Montoya getting a return against Southampton, like attacking return. Like, it's due. Lundstrom. I can't bench this guy for 1 week. I need to get him in the starting 11. I need him to troll me one more time before I put him on the bench. So Lundstrom, usually he gets in the 11. So who do I go out of these 3? Do I stick with this Adam benching dilemma, or do I take Montoya out for Adams like this? I mean, this seems way better. Montoya on the bench, first sub if I need him. Digne, Van Dijk, Wan-Bissaka, Lundstrom. So I won't have an attacker playing a defender, which is a relief actually. I mean, it isn't a big of a superstition, but it's not ideal, is it? Unless your defender is an immense attacking threat, in which case, unfortunately, Montoya is. But I'll bench Montoya. Yeah, it's a tough decision, so just follow me on Twitter and see if you want to see my latest team. Now let's move on to the midfield. So we have Sterling, Sala, Martial, De Bruyne. So Sterling, Sala, De Bruyne. That's the combo that I want to keep for as long as possible, so they stay. Martial, as I said before, I want to take advantage of our great little run. So Martial, 2 goals in 2 games, ice cold finishing, the best finisher in the game, needs only 1 chance to score, as proven in the Wolves game. And yeah, that's basically about it. Adams, that dilemma, I'll just ponder about it for the entire Friday. Timo Pukki, I explained in the transfers before, eyes in his veins when it comes to finishing. And Chelsea, not that good of a defense. They're facing at home. That's bound to be a goal fest. Timo Pukki, he could get a return or 2 in that game. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the bench order sorts itself out really. Montoya or Lundstrom or Adams, any of those who drops out will be first sub. Then Donker second sub, Greenwood third sub. It won't change. But the thing that I'm actually looking at is the captaincy, because as you can see, nothing on Sala this week, nothing on Sala. So you have Sterling captain, De Bruyne vice. Bournemouth and Man City, that game always is a goal fest. So we expect Sterling and De Bruyne to get some returns, and Sterling's captain because he's the more reliable, he's the more higher point ceiling of the 2, so to speak. I can also captain De Bruyne. Those 2 are close call, but I'll stick with the safer Sterling. I'll stick with the Sterling and De Bruyne vice. Both will return. I'll have my ranks up, and Salah, hopefully he gets some returns versus Arsenal. No pressure on Salah this week. No pressure on Salah. No captaincy, no vice. No pressure on Salah. I hope he delivers. And I think I've stretched this video out too long, so I'm just gonna end it here. If you haven't yet, click subscribe, hit the little bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So again, sorry it's the video a bit too long. I want to discuss a few parts that I really want to talk about. I don't want to talk about on Twitter. So that's about it, and I'll see you guys in the next week. Until then, hope you have a green arrow, and I'll see you guys next week. Until then, ciao. See ya.